Hello there, this is hello Chris. This is my entry to your contest. This is Cristiana here in Santiago, Chile. First of all, I would like to say that you are a great channel. It's very entertaining, lots of content, lots of threads, lots of reviews, albums, lots of suggestions. You are all over the place. Your taste it's very eclectic. You like hard rock, heavy metal, thrash, country, even Broadway musicals, some gangster rap. So that's awesome. You ask four very simple questions. First, show four of your favorite albums. It was a little bit difficult because I have many albums I like. To name my favorite, it's kind of difficult, kind of tricky. Depends on the day and the mood. But here are four of my faves, not faves, but faves. So first of all, I'm going to go with in this is in alphabetical order. So here it is. First of all, it's Black Sabbath Sabotage. Great album, great artwork. There it is. Black Sabbath still on top notch delivery from the band. Even Ozzy singing, it's awesome. Great songs like Hole in the Sky, Symptom of the Universe, Megalomania, Superstars. Everything is awesome in this album. This is I think this is when I discovered Black Sabbath. I did not discover them with Paranoid or the first Black Sabbath. I discovered with this album. It's a great one. But I think their best album is Master of Reality. But I'm going to go with this one as one of my favorites, mainly because of the artwork. I think it's a great one. Okay, next, I do remember hearing this album on back in the day on a radio station that they play. They had an hour each Sunday where they play heavy metal, hard rock, thrash albums from newer bands or newer releases that were coming back in the day. And one weekend, one Sunday, they say they were going to play this band. I had no idea where they were from, but I was pleasantly surprised. And since then, it has been one of my favorite albums for many years, and it's Halloween Keeper 1. I think I still have the cassette tape that I recorded from the radio broadcast of this album. It's an awesome album. You cannot go wrong with Halloween and this album. Michael Kiske voices, it's unbelievable, it's unbeatable in my opinion, and all the band plays on top of their capacity or their abilities. Kelly Hansen guitars, it's awesome. The drummer, the bass player, and the other guitar player, Michael Weikath, also great. This album has one of my favorite songs, and it's of course Future World and A Little Time. I'm Alive, also great ones. I think this album it's perfect from start to beginning. Maybe a little bit short, but that's okay with me. So there it is, my second favorite album, Halloween Keeper 1. Next, I could easily go with this one or their previews, or even their first one or the fourth one. But I'm choosing one because of the impact this one created on the metal scene back in the day when they kind of changed their sound for the first time, and it's Metallica's Master of Puppets. Of course, this was 1986 release, and everything changed for good for us, for Metallica, and for everything. This album is perfect and nothing to complain about. It's well produced, it's well written, it's well recorded. Everything sounds fantastic. Still, my favorite song, it's not Master of Puppets. I think it's between Battery and Damage Inc. I think those are my favorite songs. maybe because they are not so often played on live shows, or even here in my local radio, where they kind of play hard rock sometimes and heavy metal and even some thrash. But great album, great lineup. The late Cliff Burton, on top of his capacities, he's sadly missed. And yes, this is one of my favorites, Metallica, Master of Puppets. And finally, one of my favorites, 80s LA bands from back in the day. This is Red, the Invasion of Your Privacy. I think this is as good as Rat Out of the Cellar, and I think it's better than Dancing Undercover. This is a great album with no fillers, all killer songs, great production. I think when you get Bob Hill behind the production, see, you know what kind of sound you're going to get. I think it's perfect for Rat. The band is on top of the capacities. Their guitar duo of Warren DeMartini and Ryan Crosby playing awesome. Stephen Pearcy still singing as good as on the first album and on the third and fourth and fifth album. Great songs. The band is playing massively well. Great songs. Everything is perfect, and this is one of my favorites. Hard rock, glam, hair metal, as you wish. But for me, this album is perfect. So there it is, Red, Invasion of Your Privacy. This is also my Argentinian present, so everything is in Spanish. Next, you ask for a record, for an album that you buy on a whim, or out of the blue. You didn't think much about it. I usually don't do that. I usually buy things that I have at least a sample here, or have some idea of it before buying. But I decided to buy this album mainly because of two other principal members of this band. First, the guitar player, and then the singer. Unfortunately, this was their only album they put out, because mainly of the drug problems of the lead singer, and later he passing out. And that's sad, because this album is really good, having great songs. It combines the best of three great bands from the 90s, and it is Mad Season and their only album, Above. You all know this band with Lane Staley, the late Lane Staley, Mike McCready from Pearl Jam, and a couple of guys with Barrett Martin Baker from the Screaming Trees, and I now am forgetting the name of the bass player that, as I read a couple of years ago, he also passed away, also of a drug overdose, as did Lane Staley. This is the album. This is a great album. Great, very sometimes very depressive songs, mainly because of Lane Staley lyrics and because of the drugs he was into, and also Mike McCready I think in that time he was also using a lot of drugs that are reflected on this album. As you can see, there is a very young photo of the band. But this is a great album too. Two of the great songs are River of the Seed and Long Day Gone. And also a great one is the first track, Wake Up. Please, if you like the harder part of Pearl Jam, and you like Alice in Chains, you need to check out Mad Season. So there you go. And finally, the last question. Show with three albums that make you you think that are important, or make you go through some in different kind of genres that make you go into that kind of style of music. And the first one I'm going to show you, it's mainly only talking about the rock because I don't know much. I don't like very much hip hop, country, or classical music, or even jazz. I don't have any type of records on those styles of music, but inside the rock music style, there are a couple of genders, yeah, that you can identify very clearly, and they are very different from each other. The first one I'm going to show, it's Primus. Their album, this is Sailing the Sea of Cheese, and this leads me to all the alternative music that was coming from Seattle and other parts of the globe in the early 90s. This is a great album from Primus. This has one of their biggest songs, Tommy the Cat, 11, Jerry Was a Race Car Driver, and this is a good way to get into more alternative music like Jane's Addiction, like Faith No More, like many other bands, like even the Red Hot Chili Peppers, even though they are a little bit older than Primus. This is a great album to get into this kind of music. If you like King Crimson, if you like Rush, if you like progressive, if you like rock, Primus, it's a band you really need to check out. So there is my first one, Primus, Sailing the Sea of Cheese. Next one is an album that that it doesn't need much information to be talked about. It's a milestone. It's a classic album that it's helping me to get into more progressive music, and it's Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon. This is the 2013 reissue. This is a commemorative album. It was released a couple of years ago. This is an awesome album. It's perfect in my opinion. This is Pink Floyd on top of their game, lyrically, musically, everything is perfect. Even the artwork, it's without a question one of the greatest things, and it has helped me to get to start digging and this kind of music a little bit more progressive, trying to get into more of this music, like I don't know, Genesis, jazz, King Crimson, and stuff like that. So this is my second one, and it's Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon. And finally, where it all began, where it all started, where everything for me as music related began. And it's an album that has been with me since 1982, 1983. Not this copy. This copy I bought a couple of years ago. This is a reissue. This, I think it's 2014, maybe, reissue. But it's the album that defines me in the best way. This was an album that I listened for the first time on a cassette tape that my brother brought back from school. It has this album recorded on it. On the cover of the cassette, there was a newspaper clip that someone has put in, and it was a guy singing his ass off, and I was wow, this is my music. This is the kind of music that I want to hear every day of my life, and it helped me to get into this kind of music: hard rock, heavy metal, you name it, thrash, I don't know, glam, and it's of course Iron Maiden, my favorite band, and one of my favorite albums, The Number of the Beast. I'm showing this one. Maybe this is not my favorite album. Sorry about the glare again. maybe it's Seventh Sound of a Seventh Son, or even Peace of Mind. But I'm showing this because of the iconic cover of the impact that it made on the whole heavy metal scene, on the new wave of British heavy metal. You can't deny that this album it's in every heavy metal collection. It's a milestone. You need to have this album even if you don't like Iron Maiden. Maybe just for the artwork, maybe just for the drawings, maybe just for Eddie. You need to have this album. So this is one of my without a question, this is my favorite band. Maybe not my favorite album. It maybe has a couple of songs that are not perfect, that don't make it a 10 out of 10, but it's as iconic as it gets. So there it is, Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beast. So Chris, that's it. This is my entry to your contest. I hope you get many more subs, and I hope you see your channel growing in every day with some awesome content. This is once again Christian saying goodbye. Hope to see you soon. Nothing more to say. Bye bye.